The following program is a production of Naleo TV.
Welcome to the Audrey Wilson Show. Today I have a very special person here, my friend J.E.
My pleasure.
We're going to do some very typical Japanese dishes. One of them is sekihan. It's really interesting because everybody has an auntie or a grandma that will make the sekihan and bring it. Sekihan is red rice and it's very, very good. It's good luck. So everybody brings it for a celebration, whether it's a birthday or any type of celebration.
When you want a great meal, local style, turn on the Leo and sit a while. Watch and listen, then you'll know just how to do it on Audrey Wilson's cooking show.
So first of all, we'll get about half a cup of red beans, and this is just the dried azuki beans. We're gonna put a little bit of, this is really weird, but just follow it. Don't ask questions why. Just a little bit of water.
Okay.
And I think what we're doing is we're taking out any kind of impurities. As soon as it comes to a boil, we're gonna take it out, okay? So we're gonna let it first cook up, and at 10 seconds, we're dumping. So that's what we're gonna do first. Oh, by the way, I'm going to need for this recipe, it's 2 cups of mochi rice. This is mochi rice. This is sweet rice. This is the kind of rice that in the old days we used to soak it in water for a day or two, and then we used to pound it. It's 2 cups of mochi rice and 1 cup of regular white rice, okay? And do you know how to wash rice? Because that's also important. It's something important that you need to learn.
Yes.
So what you need to do is, I'm going to put 1 cup of white rice. So, and I think this is just to take away the stickiness, otherwise it'd be too sticky. Now go back there and just wash it. I'm going to show you. There's a method of washing rice, okay? So you put a little bit of water. Oh, wash it like that.
That's washing it.
Yeah. You don't need very much water, because what you need to do, you see how milky that water is?
Right, instantly.
See how nice and clear?
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to drain all of this water, because I'm going to do something to it later. Because I'm going to need the water that we used to boil the beans to go in here. But before we do that, we're going to do something that is very different. So I'm going to show you that too. Okay. It's getting warm. So I'm going to cook that only for 10 seconds. It's boiling, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to take it out. And I think what it does is it takes off any impurities. I'm going to add 2.5 cups of water in here. And then I'm going to boil it for 20 minutes. This water that I have in here is the water I'm going to put in my rice. This is what turns the rice red. And so there's nothing much else we can do but actually start on the other dish while we're waiting for this to cook, because it's a process. And I don't want to miss any part of it. So let me get everything ready for the next process, okay?
All right.
Okay, let's do that next. J.E., so the next dish is a chicken stew, a Japanese chicken stew.
Chicken stew.
And I know you've had it before, it's nishime.
Okay, yes, I've heard of that.
Oh, okay, you've heard it. Have you eaten it?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so we're going to add stuff in it. This is burdock or gobo. So the gobo, what you do when you get it is you scrape all the skin off with the back of your knife. Soak it in water because there's a lot of brown stuff, and cut it in a diagonal like this.
And one more time, this is vegetable is
Gobo.
Gobo.
It's burdock. Okay, it's starting to boil. The azuki is starting to boil, so I'm gonna put it on a timer. I need to time it for 20 minutes. Okay, and this is konnyaku. Okay, this is made from a yam.
a yam.
This is very, very healthy. It's really good for your health. Remember, fiber comes from only fruits and vegetables. It does not come from meat. So anything like this has good fiber. I'll cut in a diagonal. And if I had bamboo shoots, I would use that, but there's no bamboo shoots. If I had lotus root, I would put lotus root, which are all more available during New Year's. So those are all the things that you would put in. It's vegetable stew. And this is fried tofu. It's called aborage. So I'm gonna cut it in the diagonal too. Put that on the side.
Well, you can use tofu so many different ways.
Oh, the application of let's just look at soybeans, what you could do with soybeans. You know, it's just amazing. You could fry it and you can make this aborage. You could cook it. You can just make tofu and cook it like that. Okay, this is called uzumaki. It's fish cake. And I like to use this because the regular fish cake is half circle on a stick. This one doesn't have a stick, but then it's colored all around, and there's color everywhere. So when you cut it up, you have color, you know, you don't have white pieces, you have color. So I cut it first in half, then in quarters. Oops. And cut it in a diagonal, like that. Okay.
And again, the dish is called
Nishime. This is one of my favorite Japanese dishes. Can you check over there if there's a called a Nishime kombu? Right. Okay. What you need to do now is soak this in water. Put more water in here for me. Okay, and then I like to add carrots too, because that gives it a nice color. Put 3 carrots in here. And the fat part of it I cut in quarters. And the skinny part I'll just leave whole. But let's see, we'll do the same thing, cut the same way. And it's important that they all be about the same size, then they'll cook evenly.
and again more fiber.
Okay, so put this in the rest of the carrots that I already cut up. We got everything. We actually, what this is called is we're mise en place. We're getting everything ready before we cook. So we got that going. So we got the gobo cook, all cut in the same way.
We're at
This
5 minutes.
You're at 5 minutes?
Correct.
Okay, good. I put this on the side here. And then we got to check on our chicken, which I want to clear this plate. Can I get a plate from you? Thank you. Okay, we got a beautiful nishime going. Okay, this is just chicken that I'm cutting up in bite-sized pieces. It's pretty bite-sized already.
This is all year round dish, though, man?
Yeah.
Stew.
Yeah. You can eat it all year round. It's not a special kind of dish. It's just a very typical Japanese dish that people make a lot of. You could add all kinds of vegetables. You could add potatoes. The Japanese have a small potato that they call imo. It's kind of a slimy potato. They put that in there, and then what I did is, to supplement all of this, I'm going to add these frozen that come from Japan, and there might be imo or potatoes in there, and then there's lotus root.
Oh, I don't recognize that.
Yeah, so we're going to put that in there. It's really interesting because when you go to Japan, they're very they're very into season. So you eat what's in season, you know, and if the bamboo shoots are in season, or what they call takinoko, you're gonna eat takinoko because it's the freshest. How's my time?
Oh, we are at 9:20.
Okay, we're done. Turn that off. I need that, that's precious water. Let me show you something really interesting, what happened to the water.
Wow.
So I evaporated out
Look
about.
like hot tea.
Well, look at all the color. And I didn't measure the water now. I just need to finish cooking all the beans. I want to make sure the beans are fully cooked. So I'm going to cook the rest of the beans, okay? I need 2.5 cups of this water. So can I have those 2 mason jars? I need another 1/2 cup. What I want you to do now, from the highest point, without dropping a drop,
Without drop, okay.
I want you to do this. You're oxidizing the water. I want you to do that 4
Back and
times.
forth.
Back and forth, as high as you can without dropping. Not too high, maybe this much, but you're putting in oxygen into this water. It'll darken the water, it'll make it clearer, okay? I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of sake in here to the 3 cups of that JE washed rice. 2
Correct.
cups of mochi rice, and how many times did you aerate it? Do you notice
8.
a difference? Do you see how it's clearing, getting clear?
Yes.
You've oxidized this water.
Oxidation complete.
Okay, that is done. We're gonna put this in the rice cooker and cook it. We're at that level now. All right, so continue on with our nishime. We have to get interrupted to do that. That was an important step.
Okay.
While I'm cutting the chicken, JE, what I need for you to do, can you make knots?
Can do those as well.
Okay, I want to make knots as close as possible to each other like this. Can you do that?
I was a Boy Scout at one time.
And what it is I am going to cut right here to have knots.
Oh, okay, so a little bit
Yeah, give me
Each
some
one I'll
space to.
cut between.
Got it. Can you do
All right,
that?
I can do
While I'm
that.
finishing this chicken.
So this would be like if I'm in an escape room and the only thing I have to use is, what is this?
It's kombu. It's seaweed. There's more calcium in seaweed than in milk. So the kids for breakfast might eat miso soup with wakame inside, which is seaweed. And they would get their calcium from the seaweed. So they don't really need to drink milk. I'm gonna turn this fire on now. And we're going to, so this is cooking really nicely. We're finishing cooking the beans now.
So a second boil for the beans.
Yeah, because we
2
needed
boils.
that water for the sekihan.
Got it?
Now, I promise you, if you try this at home, it's gonna work. This is it. This is the only way to make sekihan. So I'm going to put this chicken in here and cook it with a little bit of water. I'm gonna cook the chicken
This one too then.
and cook it with the aburage or the fried tofu because that gives a nice flavor.
Well, that looks pretty good already.
And I'm gonna clean this plate. Whenever you have chicken, you have to wash it with hot water, remember?
Got it?
Are you ready with my nuts?
We're ready. Here's not one. Don't need no cutting.
Oh, okay. Okay. Actually, this one I'm gonna cut it. We'll have pieces like that. Okay, because we want uniform. So you see that?
Perfect.
You made perfect knots. Okay, and then we'll just cut this. Now, can you mix this chicken so it doesn't burn? And I'm going to open this up. This is perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is put the carrots in because it takes longer to cook the carrots. And the gobo, which is the burdock. My mom used to always say, eat your gobo, which is your burdock, because it's good for your health. It purifies your blood. It cleans out your blood. So we used to eat it, but it's, do I need to lower it?
Looking pretty good.
Okay. The one thing, we're at the point of, okay, stop. You don't want to break your vegetables down. So this is when we do just mixing like that from now on. Okay, so can you do that? Just,
Yes, I can.
okay, just so it won't burn. We don't use the spoon anymore. Okay, put it down and let it cook. Okay, and then I can turn it back to high because we're gonna do that. So watch. Okay, like that. Turn it up. Don't be afraid.
I know. That is something. I'm scared of dropping it all.
Okay. All right, that's good. Let it cook a little bit more. I'm going to add the konyaku, which is the
More
yam.
fiber.
More fiber. Okay, here we go again.
Got that good snap to it.
Yeah.
It seemed to do that.
Okay, it just, it'll
You want
come.
to do it?
Yeah, do it, practice. No, do it. Flip it, flip it. Flip it. You didn't move it, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It takes about 20 minutes to finish making this. But I love this pot. I don't know where I found this pot, but I use this almost every day. But can you imagine at churches and stuff when they have events, they always have nishime, and they do it in this humongous pot. I don't know how they mix it. They're not supposed to stir it. Can you imagine the old lady going with that? Whoa, mixing it. Some people like it a little watery. I don't. I like my nishime kind of on the dry side.
Well, it's like a stew, you
It
said.
is a stew, but I don't like it with a lot of water in it, and it's just a personal thing.
Or wouldn't that water more be like the stew that would be very tasty?
Yeah, but eventually we're gonna add shoyu and brown sugar, so I'm at the point where I am going to add my frozen vegetables. And this frozen vegetables just adds to all of this. It
But
has
no stirring.
no stirring. I don't care. No stirring. You see the round thing?
Yeah.
That's the potato that we
Potato.
call imo. Kind of a slimy potato. Okay, let's put that on the bottom now. Okay. Most of it go on the bottom and cook it. So that's going to pull out some more water because it's
Right.
frozen, so it's going to come out, more water is going to
Okay.
come out. Okay, to finish it, all I'm going to need is half a cup of shoyu and half a cup of brown sugar, and that's it. For this type of cooking, I like yamasa. It's my preferred. Shoyu, soy sauce. There's so much soy sauce out there, and so it's just a personal preference. Some people like Aloha, some people like Club, but for my nishime, I prefer yamasa. I'm gonna put the half a cup of soy sauce. And so this is half a cup packed, okay? And we just let it sit and cook. it's done, when it's finished, when the carrots are cooked. I am going to check on my, I think I dirtied that for a little longer. And we're done, we have a meal. And as soon as that is done and that is cooked, then we actually are going to be able to have sekihan with some nishime. Now that the beans are fully cooked,
Got it.
I need to put these beans drained on top of here to steam it. Just a little for 5 minutes. Don't want any liquid in there because you don't want to make the rice. Just to steam all of this. You know, it makes a difference on the beans because I'm kind of spoiled. These azuki beans you buy at the store usually come from China. But once you go to Japan and you buy them, you can buy it at the markets in Japan. The quality of the beans in Tokyo, or I mean in Japan, is so much better. And
Good
she
to
knows
know
how
for-
much I cook. So let's steam that for 5 minutes in there. Good to know, yeah. We're gonna let the beans cook till it's fully cooked and soft,
Got it.
and then we'll be right back. You see how it's done right here? See that? Okay, now we're gonna carefully mix this. You don't want to break any beans, but you want to be able to. Have beans throughout the. I love this rice. I'll go to a party and I'll only eat this.
Again, the rice colored,
Yeah,
Because
and you
of
know,
the-
the coloring was just from the water
right?
that I got from the 20-minute cook of the beans, the second cook, the second boil, right? So I think the first boil for the 10 seconds was taking out any impurities in the beans. Throw that water away. And the second second boil is the one I kept, the 20-minute boil with the 2.5 cups, and I supplemented more to make it 2.5 cups. So now, one of the ways you could do it is you can get roasted sesame seed, put a little bit of water and some salt, and just cook it over a dry pot. In Hawaii, they tend to like this, what they call shiofuku, which is the salted seaweed. And this gives it a little bit of saltiness to it and makes it have a really nice flavor.
But a good saltiness to it.
Huh?
Seaweed.
Seaweed.
Yeah.
Seaweed is good. And as it sits and steams, all the salt will dissipate from here. And what I'm going to do is, as people take, I'm going to mix it and then put it again another layer. Okay, so I got it everywhere. Now we're going to taste this
Dish one with the rice is,
sekihan.
and
Gonna give
with the lotus is
nishime.
ishimi.
Nishime.
Ishime.
Nishime.
Ishime.
Yeah. Let's put that nice plate here. Okay, now I want you to try that. This
Right.
is good luck rice, red beans and rice. Try that.
Yeah. Seeing the seaweed right on top of that is good.
Yeah, but you know the mochi rice is not sticky. It's
No.
made perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
You'd make my grandmother proud if you made this.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Really good. And then
You can
this
have
is
that by
niche.
itself, really.
Yeah, sometimes that's all I eat at
Yeah.
a party.
Wow, that's good.
Okay, so this is lotus root. You got lotus root. Lotus root is an interesting thing. It never, even if you cook it, it never loses its crunch. The way the structure of the fruit, this vegetable is. Okay, now this is the satoimo. That wrong thing. See a little bit of slime.
Wow.
This is gobo. That's the burdock. That's konyaku. Right there. That one is purifies your blood. It doesn't have much of a taste. It takes the taste of whatever. This is konjaku.
This one?
No, that one right there.
This was the tan one at the beginning.
That is yam. Interesting texture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have it all to make this nishime. That's the knots that you made, your seaweed. Just eat it like
This
that.
is seaweed too?
You knotted it, remember?
Hmm.
Interesting, huh? Very good. But I love this sekihan. This is one of my favorites. So was that pretty good? Not easy to make. We can make it. Taught you techniques. Looking at a scientific approach of oxidation to make that water clear and redder. Okay?
Wow, I really like the rice and the beans in this.
Yeah, I do too. This is my
Wow,
favorite.
man.
I don't want this to die. I want this to be continued. I want this younger generation to continue making this. Thank you for watching the Audrey Wilson Show. Until next time, aloha.
When you want a great meal, local style, turn on the Leo and sit a while. Watch and listen, then you'll know just how to do it on Audrey Wilson's Cooking Show.
The preceding program was a production of Naleo TV.